35192 to text me. Cavaliers play tonight at the Romo Fijo against the Jazz. That's a 7 o'clock game tonight. So your pregame coverage will begin right after we get out of here at 6:30. Before we do get out of here, 6:20 is when I'm going to have the next chance for you to live rent-free for a year. This is a grand prize, a big one that we're giving away. It's a 2-bed, 2-bath suite at the Terminal Tower Residences. And I'm going to have 3 winners, again, 3 a day, with a key to qualify you for that grand prize, live rent-free. An entire year, you will have yourself a nice little pied-à-terre downtown. So 6:20 all this week. Chance to do that.
Speaking of that, I might be getting out of the ground sooner than anticipated.
Hey!
Over the weekend, the people who are 2 floors up from me were moving out. And then when my landlord...
Is that the side piece apartment?
No, that is the children whose family broke up from the summertime.
Oh, right.
Yes.
They're getting evicted.
So, no, I think they're moving out.
Parents got back together.
Parents got back
right?
together. But I saw them moving out over the weekend, and then yesterday my landlord came to get rent, and I asked him about it. I was like, hey, that bedroom or the apartment upstairs, what is it? And it's a 2-bedroom. It's only $150 more than I'm paying now.
Wow.
And it has a dining room, too.
And you would be above ground.
Above ground! It's available April 1st. He said he's remodeling the bathroom right now, and he has to do a couple other updates. But he said I can probably go up and take a look around in 2 weeks. So I might be getting out of the ground here soon, guys.
Everything's coming up, Mary.
It is. And what an easy move. Just up 2 flights of stairs. Same building.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fingers crossed on that one. I hope that I enjoy
3 flights of stairs, though, because you're in the basement.
Yeah, well, whatever.
And a lot of people,
okay, I guess 2, yeah.
a lot of people would initially ask if they were going to go to a new place what the view was. Doesn't matter what the view is because it's all going to be better than what you got now.
It's not a bush. I know
that.
that.
It's not a bush.
I know that.
It's not
feet.
Yeah, it's not children. I can guarantee you that.
It's not a driveway halfway up the window.
Yeah, but I'm really excited because I was like wondering how it was so much bigger than mine, even though it was 2 bedrooms, and I forgot because where you walk through like the boiler room to get to my apartment, that is a whole nother room. That's the actual dining room that they have. So I'm like,
through the boiler room to get to your apartment.
I'm excited. Yeah. So
I know you were texting me about it. You're like, I'm gonna get out of the ground. I'm like, well, I'm excited for you, but don't get ahead. I'm gonna start packing now.
That's what I said. I was like, I'm gonna start packing now.
Just
I don't
wait
care
to make sure you actually have it first.
Well, he'd probably rather deal with somebody who was already in-house.
That's exactly what he said.
Yeah.
He was like, if you're interested in it, just let me know, and I'll show you the place. And then
I think you're gonna get it. I think it's great. But
and he said,
you get overly excited.
Why wouldn't I?
Granted, I would, just to be devil's advocate here.
What?
It would be harder to get somebody into your current apartment than in a 2-bedroom with a dining room.
Not at that price, though.
Not at no.
All right.
The apartment that I'm in is $550, and it's in a nice area.
Yeah.
And the one upstairs.
Ed says, "Do you mind living in the ground? Come over here."
Well,
this guy should
like,
be charging way more for the one that you're going to move to.
He should be charging more in general, but he's like a really old dude and doesn't really speak English very well, so I'm not going to tell him that he could be
clearly doesn't
charging
listen to this
twice
show.
as much.
Yeah.
But
hey, how much do you want to pay to move into here? What's that? You got it.
Well, he said he was like, if you want it, like let me know, and then I can start showing yours. Was basically where he was at. That he would want to get somebody into my apartment as quickly as possible if I move upstairs.
And yours, from what you've said, it seems pretty nicely appointed.
Poundcake, do you want to be your own man?
Hey, it's cheap, man. Honestly, it's a cheap little place, and you don't need a lot of stuff.
Good, because I don't have a lot of stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
Living in the ground, and I'll be your neighbor.
You could be my neighbor.
Hey, you got any salt?
Yeah.
I'll consider it.
Okay.
I'll consider it.
It's under the budget that you said when we were talking about moving in together.
It's under $600 a month.
It's $550.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
It's really cute.
Because honestly, right now I literally have a bedroom set. So either I'm gonna have to go some Goodwill shopping or see.
Northeast
you know
Factory
exactly
Direct.
where you're going.
I know.
I've been looking at ever since yesterday. No, I was looking at like dining room table sets. I'm like, ooh, maybe I want this one. Click to compare.
You really are getting ahead of yourself.
You said you pay $750
if
like
you need
altogether
help
though.
Designing, I've been getting so many compliments on my dining room.
Okay.
So I'll help you out.
That's just because I keep my heat a little high. I keep my heat at like 72, and so if you don't keep it that warm, your gas wouldn't be nearly as high.
I have a
minus.
Snuggie blanket that I walk around with, like it's thermal, and I don't know what you call them.
72. Jesus, what are you, an elderly woman?
That's super
Yes.
hot.
That's like Poundcake hot.
But
He
it's
probably likes
also,
it.
like I said, it's,
No, I don't have it that hot.
it's cold in my bedroom because it's all, like, my bed is in the corner of the ground. It's cold in there, so
Yeah,
I keep
okay.
it to sleep at night. I keep it a little bit warm. But I'm like, fingers crossed, I hope that works out because I want that to be a thing.
And I don't have to worry about the whole credit thing because
Nope.
like your credit's probably worse
My
than mine.
credit's terrible.
I was like, cause I'm on the line of good credit because I don't have that. Like the little bills that I've had, I've paid on time, so it's not great because I think I'm good. I'm like in like the 650 area.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know.
that's great. I feel like that's pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm under 600. I'm like
Because I just don't
540.
have enough credit. Like I don't have any credit cards. I took out like one card to like pay for car repairs. And
Take
then
out a
that's it.
credit card. You can use it for dinner tomorrow.
Hey,
No,
there you
I'm
go.
not gonna do that.
By the way, Flavor of Love and Flavor of Love Charm School, which was
Oh,
the
I
Monique.
remember
that.
that.
Those are both on
Yes.
Hulu.
There we go.
Although they have them listed under Black Stories series, which it sounds like a holdover from Black History Month. Like they just created that so that you could go, it's February, let me see what Black Stories they've got. But those
Charm
are
School with Monique. That's how long
Monique.
ago it was. Monique was teaching Charm School, and now she's suing Netflix.
I guess that's not very charming of her.
I just
It
remember.
doesn't sound, maybe
what-
perhaps
She
the-
wanted to get paid as much as Dave Chappelle
Yeah,
and Kevin Hart.
this is
She was
how-
mad that she
perhaps the
wasn't.
teacher should have become the student.
Well, this is how ratchet it was. One of the girls actually tried to fight Monique. Boots was like pissed at her for something. And
Oh,
then-
you watched this show?
Yes, at the
Yeah.
reunion, Boots.
By
Like, tried
the
to
way, I
run
like
up
the
on
one
her.
thing that he was retained from middle school is that his teacher watched Flavor of Love.
Yeah.
Because she would quote it, and we would all look up like we're getting ready to do our exam, and you mentioned like some thought from Flavor of Love, and we were like,
And
wow.
it stuck in your brain.
It did because
nothing else she taught you did,
caught me
but
off
that sure
guard.
did. Off guard.
It did.
Wow.
Hey, start quoting reality stars. I
fun
guarantee
show.
you your
They're
kids will
terrible.
pay attention.
Terrible people on that show, but it was fun.
Like they would put stuff in people's supplements and they would get fat. They're like, I don't understand how I'm gaining 15 pounds while being here. I used to watch that and Bad Girls Club. Bad Girls Club was wild. And then they stopped fighting and I stopped watching it.
I met one of those girls. I did some appearance at like some like weird strip club in Akron with one of the girls from Bad Girls Club. And
You
she
did
was,
comedy?
Do you remember which one it
No,
was?
just an
Oh.
appearance. I don't know. She's like a little blonde girl that seemed pretty terrible.
Yeah.
I got a picture with her somewhere.
Well, they were all bad girls,
Yeah.
Bill, so you certainly don't think they're going to be nice.
Yeah, it was like a strip club appearance, but she wasn't a stripper. She was just there, like having a party, and I was. They had radio
what were you
budget, so
doing?
I was
Yeah.
just there to party. With
Hanging
some-
out.
yeah.
Bottle service, baby.
Hey, listen, if there's bad girls afoot, there's
Bad Boy
strippers
Bill.
running around, Bad Boy Bill was there. I don't know if this was the Bad Boy Bill
No,
era.
this is like
This is
pretty-
pre-Bad Boy Bill.
This is pretty early on the show, Bill.
This is Fat
like
Bill?
this is Fat Bill with a wife. it's like
Fat
I'm just
married
trying
Bill.
to get paid.
A lot of those girls ended up doing like Playboy TV. Like I would watch Foursome and then I'm like, hey, that's Pumpkin. Like she did that.
Well, yeah, they're all making the rounds through the same trash program.
I know, but I think it's funny. I'm like, wow.
You're kind of
you really can't get a job after
you're
that.
just running around in a circle if you're one of those people. Like, yeah, if you make yourself a freak show, someone else will put you on TV, but that's all you're ever going to be. So
That's
it's
all
like,
they wanted to be because they couldn't get a job after that.
and they're not anywhere now either.
They started doing porn. I was like, okay.
started doing porn.
They were doing porn. Have you ever
Playboy
seen-
Channel's not really porn.
Did you watch Playboy Foursome?
No.
It's porn.
All right.
Was
I thought
there-
Playboy Channel was
was
like
there
Red Shoe
penetration?
Diaries.
It
Yes.
was.
Really?
Yes.
They didn't show it though.
It was. Yes, they did. That's why I watched it because I was like, oh my gosh, you can see Pumpkin's boobs. And then
That's not penetration.
but then they give like,
Do you know what penetration means? Of course.
my-
Who am I asking?
That's
of course
what
he
I'm
knows
saying.
about-
I was like, if anybody.
He coined penetration.
oh my gosh, watch the show and then ask, is there penetration?
Are you sure it wasn't the porn actress Penetration? Because she worked for a long time and did some good work.
It was
Fox
called
News.
foursome.
Huh? It's
Yeah.
Playboy Foursome. Yes.
Playboy Foursome. Fox News just talked to a guy in Pennsylvania who went through the coronavirus quarantine process. He's sitting there with his daughter on his lap, and he keeps coughing. Did you see that clip? He keeps coughing through the thing. His daughter's like sitting on his lap.
How old's the kid? A couple years?
3,
Yeah.
4, maybe.
I think as time goes forward, hopefully doctors and scientists will get a better handle on the whole situation. fortunately, from what I understand, it is contagious, but the death rate is pretty low. So, I understand the fear.
Yeah. Well, we can see you still have a cough. What do the doctors say about your own condition moving forward as we wrap this up?
Oh my! I would leave. I can't do it. My throat hurts right now.
He takes the bottle of water out of his daughter's hand and takes a big swig. She's just sitting there like dicking around with a bottle of water.
They said, I'm fine. I got tested twice, negative both times. The cough, probably just nerves.
What does this sound like?
You know how you're nervous and you cough?
Oh my God!
Nerves. Anyway. I'm sure it was coincidental.
We're all gonna die.
Well, listen, they said there were a whole bunch of cases. They had that guy, or woman or guy, whatever, who died in Washington State, and they're coming to the conclusion that there might have been a lot of cases out there that had gone undiagnosed for quite a period of time. So Washington State, they're looking at pretty closely.
I don't understand how
They have them in Chicago and Rhode Island.
What is the criteria for you having like a weak immune system? Like what
You
level?
get sick easy.
Yes, but like that,
That's
a
it.
lot of people get sick easy. So all those people gonna die.
The testing criteria for coronavirus, they said, is changing because their data set mostly exists from what happened in China. Like they're learning about this particular strain of the coronavirus because they're like, it's not influenza, it's the coronavirus. It's a different thing altogether. It's a different species of virus. But the data set that they've been looking at is mostly from China. And they're like, China has all kinds of other things going on that we don't.
Yeah.
So it might not manifest itself the same way that it does over there. They just want to make sure that people are prepared for whatever. But they're like, look, it's mostly wash your hands, don't touch your face.
Right.
It's like a lot, it's like anything else. When SARS and MERS and all those other things were going around, this same thing happened. There was a run on Costco and people were taking home pallets of rice and paper towel. And it's like, don't be stupid about it, but, you might not need a run on the grocery store. Even though I did buy a lot of bleach this weekend. But that's for my own personal consumption. And I like the people who are going to the mat for Comrade Trump. He's got the usual people over on Fox and Friends who are kind of fighting back against criticisms of how he's dealing with things, which is whatever. But Mike Huckabee was over there, and he had his own take on the whole thing.
He could personally suck the virus out of every one of the 60,000 people in the world and suck it out of their lungs, swim to the bottom of the ocean, and spit it out, and he would be accused of pollution for messing up the ocean if he did that.
There you go. So, boy, Trump, he does suck, but he could suck the coronavirus out of everybody. Well,
does he have the lung capacity to swim to the bottom of the ocean? Because
Mike Huckabee,
Man,
he's got some ideas over there.
Trump 2020. Y'all get what y'all deserve.
Who's y'all?
Y'all.
who?
Who's
no one
y'all?
in this room voted for Trump.
Who's
Not
y'all?
one person on this show.
I'm just saying, y'all gonna get what
You're
y'all
the
deserve.
one with the sign in there.
Yeah, I do.
Must I reiterate? You are the one who had a Trump 2020
And
sign
that is
up.
why I will be safe during the coronavirus, because we all know that Hillary supporters get coronavirus. So that's what you want.
God.
All
I'll tell you what, among the other rumors were that there was, among the other conspiracy theories, the rumor was that African Americans couldn't get the coronavirus. And the dopes who I think came up with this were like, there aren't any cases in Africa, as though that's evidence of anything. There is a kid in Cameroon. Boy, Cameroon, you never hear about it.
That's a type of cookie, right?
That's a macaroon.
Oh, dang.
But, Cameroon, there's basketball players now from Cameroonians.
Yeah.
And there's some college kid in Cameroon who they think has the coronavirus or whatever. But they had to put a thing out that was like, no, black people can get it too. It's all this misinformation, and, that's why it's so important that they have scientists on television telling people about stuff. When I was driving to my older daughter's thing on Saturday afternoon, I was listening in the car to the press conference where Mike Pence was leading up, and all I could think was, it's got to drive a guy crazy who is a Bible thumper like Pence, who doesn't even believe in science, to have to turn it over to people who do and know how it works and have valid, concrete information that is helpful,
Nah,
Yeah.
pray it away.
You can
but
you
yeah.
can BS a lot of things. You can BS a lot of people for quite a while, but sooner or later you will hit a wall where BS isn't going to cut it anymore. And so guys like Pence, who think Jesus is going to take care of everything, I'm like, this guy, what a singular humiliation for this guy. To have stand there and go, I'd like to turn it over now to the people who actually know things, the scientists and epidemiologists and virologists who will get us all through this. And then we can go back to thoughts and prayers.
A buddy of mine tweeted out, he was like, maybe we should just convince Mike Pence that the coronavirus is gay, and then he'll actually do something to get rid of it.
He didn't care about gay people in Indiana.
Yeah, but he's trying to eradicate it. Gay therapy, right? Like the gay conversion therapy.
I don't know.
You put that into work with the coronavirus, the gay coronavirus therapy.
Yeah.
You get rid of the gay and the coronavirus all in one shot.
See?
No, he wants to get he wanted to get rid of, he just wanted gay people off the docket. He didn't care what happened to them. He just didn't want to deal with them.
I feel it.
Well,
Smart guy, that Mike
through,
Pence.
He's curing them through prayer. That's what it was.
Oh, well, listen, I mean, you
Prayer
know.
and
Listen,
belief and
lots of
faith.
things get cured through prayer.
Like
all right?
what? Name one.
Gay.
Pray the
But
gay
actually,
away.
it has like a 0%.
You don't know that.
I had a youth
work.
counselor pray for me one time, and then we
See?
ended up doing stuff.
And look at how well it came out for him.
Oh, yeah, you were like meeting him in his car, weren't
No,
you?
no, I told you this story. I was on spring break.
Oh yeah.
And the guy approached me on the beach, and he was like talking all that stuff. He was just like, I was gay too.
Oh, you met him on the beach.
I had those same feelings. It was a group of us. He
Yeah.
came up to us and started preaching the word, and he was like, I had those same feelings too, but I turned my life around to Jesus. I'm like, well, I'm still a Christian. He's like, well, you can't be both. You can't
You
pick and
meet
choose.
me in my car.
And then so
If you want to talk more about it out in the parking
I was
lot.
trying to do the Jesus thing. I'm like, all right, well, yeah, here's my number. We can talk about our feelings, blah, blah, blah. Get back up to the room. He was like, well, if you have a minute, I would really like to really go into this. I was like, well.
I'm going through some withdrawal right
and
now.
then we did go back to our car because it was parked in a lot.
Why didn't he think you were going to blow up his spot?
Because why would I? I was on spring break.
I don't
and
know.
wanted
It's
some.
people you don't. It's strangers. It's like anybody
It's
could say
also,
anything.
what was I gonna
10
blow-
years? Not that long ago, but 5 years ago.
Yeah, what was I gonna? I didn't know the guy. Like, so what was
But
I
you
gonna
knew
blow
he
up
was.
his spot?
Didn't you know that he was like a gay conversion guy?
Sure, but like I was leaving. He knew I was leaving in a couple days. So what was the worst I could do? Put him on Facebook, maybe.
Tell
but-
his group that he wasn't really.
Nope, it was him and another girl, and the girl wasn't with him the next time.
She was his beard.
It was two of them, and they walked up like, "Have you heard the word of Jesus?" And the one girl
On
was
the
like,
beach.
"Yeah, she's in a
One
full
of the
bikini."
wettest we've ever seen from the standpoint of water.
We're all underage, like 20 years old, drinking, and she had like beads on.
Oh,
and whatever.
so what they did was they tricked whatever youth group they were a part of into sending them down to convert people at spring break.
Maybe.
And then they
Got a free vacation.
went
That's a
on
good
spring
party.
break.
Yeah.
That's a good
so
scam.
So exactly. So they're just walking around the beach like, hey, we did what we're supposed to
Hey,
do.
we talked to him.
We did our best. And
We
then
asked the guy if
we
he
got
heard the
some
good
free
word.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was so cute too, and I was
We
just like,
preached and we brought.
I was like, we lost another one because then he had the nerve after we hooked up. Then we're on the way home. Like we had a long 18-hour drive back from Panama City, and he's like, I really am in my thoughts about what happened. He was like, I'm really not comfortable with the way things happened. I'm like, you initiated it. He's just like,
Everybody
well,
always says that afterwards.
Yeah, he was just like, well, I was
Boy, I'm
thinking-
really uncomfortable with what we did for 9 hours.
I can't believe I gave into my temptation.
Exactly. He was
I
just like,
feel
he
guilty.
was like,
I need to repent.
He was like, I'm of the earth. He was like, I gave into my fleshly desires, and he was just like, I'm glad.
Fleshly desires.
He was like, things happen.
Fleshly Desires they were playing at the Aquarium.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the nerve to blame me. I was just so alluring at my 20-year-old self.
You were sent by the devil to tempt him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
you're
he
like-
failed the test.
The
You're
Lord-
like dinosaur fossils. They're only there to tempt your faith.
The Garden of Gethsemane. He was right in there. Oh, boy. Yeah, well, anyway.
I forgot about that. Wow.
Clearly you didn't.
good
You
times.
committed a lot of details to memory. We just heard a lot of detail in that.
I know, but I didn't remember it until I just remembered it.
Until it came up in conversation.
Yeah, I forgot.
I've done that.
I did that.
I've done
Mike
that with,
Pence, Jesus, that reminds me. There was a guy on the beach, Panama City.
He was a youth pastor. He had the nerve to preach the word, and he was, trying to give sloppies in the parking lot.
I've done that with whole people. Someone will mention someone's name that I haven't thought about in 5 years, and I'm like, I forgot that was a person.
I forgot you
until,
existed.
until you just said his name, I completely forgot that guy was even alive.
somebody you dated.
There's someone that lives in my building that knows who I am. Like he's like, hey man, it's been a while.
And
And
you're
I'm
just
like,
I have no idea, right?
yes, hasn't it?
You go, hey, you.
Hey, dude, what's up,
And so
man?
every once
Good
in a while,
to see ya.
we'll cross paths. And like this is like pre being on the radio. This is probably like and I can't.
He's like an
figure out
OG
who
Bill
he
Squire
is.
fan, yeah.
Fan or
You
like
gotta
he did
ask him.
comedy for a while. It's too late now. I've
somebody
seen it
you
too
went to
many
high school with,
times.
maybe?
No, it's not that.
No, that's the best part is you let it go for like years, and then you go, I do not know your name.
I've gotten
I
a
thought
lot
it would
better
come to
about
me.
it.
I thought it would come to me eventually, and we could avoid all this mishigas. I cannot remember your
I
name.
say the same thing every time. Like, hey, man, remind me of your name. And I've been called out a few times where they'll be like, I was just at your show 2 weeks ago, but it's Mike, or whatever. And then,
Mulva.
or there have been the opposite where I'm like, hey, it's good to see you again. And they're like, we've never met. And I'm like, well, I'm just trying to cover all my
Never
bases.
do that.
Never say again. Just say
Right.
good to see you.
Hey, good to see you.
Well, because they'll come up like they know you.
I know.
And be like, hey, yeah. I'm like, yeah, good to see you again. I'm like, never met. I'm like, okay, sure, all right, yeah. I meet a lot of people, man. I don't know.
Well, yeah, of course, and they should know. Yeah, you meet a lot of people. It's fine. But you just go, I can't remember your name.
I'm sorry, man.
Because
Remind me of your
they'll
name?
give you their name, right? And it's all good. If it makes them mad, they'll stop talking to you.
Right.
It's a win-win.
Hey.
They're like, I just learned your name, and now you're not talking to me
Is that how
anymore.
you get out of conversations now? Even someone you've known 25 years, be like, what's your name again?
Bro, I have forgotten your name.
I'm your brother, Alan.
Oh, right.
We have the same mom.
Again, you're going to have to be more specific. I have 2 of those.
So you're upset that I'm calling you Mr. Cox?
You don't like that at all?
Mr. is our father, as it turns out. Okay, they got the MAC tournament. Oh, hey. The MAC tournament, March 11th through the 14th at the Romo Fijo. All roads lead to Cleveland for the 2020 Mid-American Conference Tournament. Got a couple of tickets for you after the break. 35192 if you want to text, or get to us at alancoxshow.com.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everyone.